everybody,
Hello.
and welcome to Twinset and Purl's knitting podcast, episode 51. As you can see, we're back inside.
English summer has.
Yeah. I'm Jo.
I'm Rachel. If you're new here,
I'm just checking I haven't got lipstick on my teeth again.
if you're new here, we're twins in their 50s. Just thinking about this yesterday because we had a meeting, and we thought we were old enough to be his mum, but he obviously didn't think we were that old.
No.
Anyway, not to digress. But quite an important one.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
We may tell you about later on. I mean, not this episode,
Yeah.
At a later date. Anyway, already off tangent.
So we
are back inside.
We knit.
Oh,
yeah, if you're new here, obviously if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back.
To this car crash.
If you're new here, we talk about usual knitting podcast stuff, FOs, whips, acquisitions. We also talk sometimes about new designs, because we design knitwear, socks, shawls, mostly the odd sweater. I've got a sweater idea percolating. And
I'm feeling very glowy.
Yeah, I'm feeling very glowy too. The light's better in here for me. In the living room,
yeah,
the sunlight I was like, whoa.
Oh, we have to keep the windows shut because of the noise.
Yeah.
So.
So we don't edit. We just ramble on for as long as we feel like it, telling you all about all the things
that happened since last episode.
And so, pause.
Have a drink.
The one thing, if you watch this as soon as it goes up, there may be a lot of adverts. Somebody commented on the last podcast.
Unfortunately, you have to wait for YouTube to put the adverts in to be able to take them out.
Yeah, so
I do try as quick as I can, but
yeah. So if you watch this as soon as it goes up, then you may have to put up with a load of adverts. But if you don't, if you wait a little bit, they will be gone. We will sort that out. They'll be gone.
But just so if you are new here, we give any money we get from the channel, we give to Maggie's Centre in Oxford. So we're not keeping it.
Yeah,
the advert money from the adverts.
And if you're not in the UK, Maggie's is a centre where people who are living or just diagnosed with cancer and their families can go and get some respite. Like you can
just chat.
You can wait. You can have a cup. Well, they supply tea and coffee and nice biscuits.
And you can wait while I go when I'm waiting for my appointment, because my husband tends to have to drop me off first thing in the morning or lunchtime. They also the family can wait while because you can't have people go in while you're having chemo. You can't have anybody with you, so they can go and wait at Maggie's.
But they also do workshops and art things and all sorts of things. So we've got a couple of patterns that raise money for Maggie's, but also we decided that any money we raise in ad revenue from YouTube we'll give to Maggie's. Plus we've also started a Ko-fi account, and the link is in the description box below. And if you enjoy this podcast and we don't charge. We're never going to do subscriptions
because
like that.
We can't increase our content.
So but we know that some people, if they really enjoy it and they think, those girls are sat there for an hour and a half chatting about their stuff and whatever. If you really like it, you could buy us a coffee, and then that money will also go to Maggie's. So that's kind of, and then that's a bit of a segue into your news this week.
So I had my clinic appointment, the first one. So just a little bit of, so I've got myeloma, if you are new here. I've been living with it for 8 years now, and I relapsed 2 years ago. I was in remission for about 4 years before that. So 2 years of treatment, 4 years of remission, and now I've had 2 more years of treatment. And bit of a bumpy start to 2024, but when I relapsed years ago, I had a bone marrow biopsy. There was some myeloma, and this time I had a So 2 years later, I had a bone marrow biopsy, and I have no myeloma in my bone marrow. So it just shows that at the moment my disease is really stable, and we're really happy. And my next appointment is on the telephone, so I don't even have to go there. So that's really good.
Yeah, and the regime that you're on now, Rachel's going to have to take chemo forever, but it's oral chemo, and you do it at home, so you don't have to go into the hospital.
Until it stops.
And you're not taking any steroids, which was the thing that caused you lots of side effects and made
so
life not particularly great.
I feel absolutely, apart from
the
pain and
the things that are permanent from where the tumours were and things like that. Your everyday life is pretty good. Yeah.
So I'm
And from I don't know. So that's really good. We're really happy about that. We went out last night and had a really nice meal to celebrate.
Yeah, we did. And I know that lots of people. We had so many lovely comments, which will segue into something else. And I know that a lot of people think about me and wish me well for my I can't like that. Yeah, I hate calling it a cancer journey, but
you
know
trip
what I mean.
Through.
It's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, 1 in 2 of us will. But yeah, so Mark and I went to Maggie's and had a coffee.
I'm drinking out of your R cup, and it feels very disconcerting.
We had, we chatted to people and waited there for an hour and a half before my appointment. And so it's just a lovely place.
So if you fancy checking out the Maggie's shawl in our Ravelry shop, or the Maggie socks, both of those patterns raise money for Maggie's.
And we've raised about...
Maggie's specifically in Oxford, because there are Maggie's all around the country.
It's for my Maggie's. My Maggie for my Maggie's. And it's...
Maggie is also part of the...
Knit the family.
Knit the family.
Because...
Go on, you can finish my sentence.
Because Maggie is our really, really good friend.
We think of as part of the family.
We love you, Maggie. She knows we love her. And she's testing it every single pattern I've ever written. And
a few of mine.
She doesn't know what to do with herself. Because I'm not designing.
You need to design some more socks.
So she's...
You've got a shawl. Is she going to knit your shawl design?
She possibly will knit my shawl design. I don't know. I haven't thought about testing yet. And she has to try and decide what patterns to knit now. She doesn't get told. So enjoy your free will, Maggie, while you can. Right. Well, she's testing for you. I've been testing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
What were you going to segue into?
I was going to segue into the winners.
Right, yes.
So, what was the segue?
I've got no idea, because I don't know how your brain works. You seem to be able to finish my sentences for me.
Maggie's Centre. Anyway,
we've got some winners. We've got a winner from the last. We had a gift away in the last podcast, and we have a winner for that. And we also have a winner,
the Twinset and Purl.
Yeah.
So knitting.
We have a Ravelry group, and in there we've got an ongoing thread, which is if you're knitting any of our patterns, you can join in. You can post them in the FOs or the whips, and just let us know what you're knitting on, and we pick from that the one we like the most for the month.
Yeah.
And that person gets a free pattern on Ravelry. Any pattern. It can be one of ours, but if you want a different pattern, up to the value of £10 sterling.
So most patterns on Ravelry.
You just let us. We'll let them. Who was the winner?
The winner is Katia B35, and she had knitted the Anthony socks and given them away as a present to a friend.
Yeah,
and he loves them. So that is lovely.
And so Katia B, get in touch with us and let us know which pattern you would like. So you can do that on Ravelry.
Yeah.
Or you can do it on email or Instagram.
Yeah.
All the details are.
All of our,
get in touch with us is below. And then we had this lovely giveaway, gift away, doesn't really matter now because it's happening. And we've added these.
We think because we were celebrating our 50th episode, but we didn't link it to the giveaway. The giveaway was for Pride, but we added a little extra because it was our 50th episode.
So it's this lovely rainbow butterfly notions pouch. Lovely, so you could fit a sock in there, or a hat, or a one skein. The start of a one skein shawl, not the end of a one skein shawl. And then there's this lovely skein of sock yarn from Jo Knit Sew, which kind of went well with it. And then we've added in these little sunflower needle stoppers. So that prize is going to Anne Rutherford 1187 on YouTube. And
so we did a random.
Yeah, we did a random comment picker, and I picked one.
Oh, it picked.
It picked that one, and it was Anne. And Anne's comment was, "I don't like knitting with the Rowan sock yarn either." Congratulations on 50 episodes. So thank you very much, Anne. That if you get in touch, that will be winging its way
to you. ASAP this week, I promise.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll enjoy those little things.
Yeah.
So those are the two winners.
And there was one other thing we talked about the KAL.
Go on then.
But I want to say thank you to everybody who bought the Harlequin red socks that came out last weekend. A few people missed the discount, so I have already added it very, very, very efficiently, I thought, to the bonus. To
add my own patterns. Do you have?
I add it.
Oh right, okay.
To the pod. We have a bonus code for people who watch the podcast. It's bonus 20. It's all the information is down below, and that includes that you get 20% off all of our patterns except the charity ones and the ebooks. So if you have watched this far,
have you added the Harlequin Queen into the ebook as well?
I know I haven't made the ebook yet. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot about doing that. It's the last ebook of Botanical Yarn. So I will do that this week. So the sock club is.
No sock club for 2024.
No, there's 8 ebooks with 3 patterns in, and they're £9. You save £1 off each pattern by buying the ebook if you are interested. Yeah, I was just saying I posted about them coming out. It's the last design for Botanical Yarn Sock Club, and when I look back and I think I designed a different pattern for every month for 24 months. And Sophie dyed some amazing yarn and I got to play with it and just use my imagination. And I think back, it's just an amazing opportunity, I think, to, put your mind. I mean, 2022, I designed so many other things as well. I think I've calmed down a bit. But yeah, so if you haven't checked them out, if you like knitting socks, there are some plainer ones, some lacy ones, and
ones with just a little bit of pattern at the top and then plain and then some very intricate.
Yeah, the Harlequin red ones are, but they're beautiful and one of my favourite. But I don't have the socks to show because.
But if you look on our Instagram, they were posted there last week.
Yeah, we don't post very much anymore.
No, you'll be able to find them, and they're bright red. I mean, you can't really miss them.
Yeah, so they're lovely. I want to knit a pair in a dusky pink colour. Yeah. Anyway,
so does that lead us into a KAL?
I think.
So is the scrappy sock along finished?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. I thought somebody posted it recently, so.
No, we finished that. That was a year. That was 20.
You shut the thread?
I don't know. That was the end of
anyway.
It's definitely shut the FO thread.
Yeah. So we have one KAL going on at the minute, which is the Knit the Family KAL. There's a whips thread and a FO thread in the Ravelry group. In the Ravelry group, it lists the patterns that are included in the KAL. We both cast on a Morris. Rachel was one of Rachel's FOs today.
I finally finished him.
And yeah, so join in. You've got plenty of time. It ends the end of September.
Yeah.
So you've got still got 2.5 months.
And I'm going to
knit something. Go on then.
It's good. Are you going to help me?
Yeah, so that's happening still.
Or we maybe just hold him up because we want to show people the beauty.
There'll be another winner at the end of July. We're doing big lot more winners at the end, but we're doing spot winners during the knit along, and we had one last month, and we'll have one in July.
Yeah, and then if you'd like to give anything for prizes, if you're a maker, let us know.
Right, so moving on to the next. So this is Cecil.
He's part of the family.
He's part of the family. He's named after our dad.
Let's quickly cover our mouth and don't speak. We're not going to speak. He's gorgeous.
So this is Rachel's version of Cecil.
I was going to wear him, but he's very warm.
We should have mentioned him last episode.
Yeah.
It was Cecil's anniversary. So Cecil was launched on the 1st of June 2023, and he's our bestseller.
Yeah.
We wanted to. Why did we want? We wanted to mention him just because it's his anniversary and he deserves his little bit of moment in the sun.
People who there've been some lovely ones lately.
Yeah.
And people.
So we've reposted on our Instagram stories. Do you put them into a? No. So yeah. But if you look at the hashtag on Instagram,
all the projects on Ravelry.
Yeah. There's lots of projects on Ravelry.
And
people knit more than one as well.
Yeah.
I've knit 3.
I just wanted to highlight.
Yes.
I just wanted to highlight him.
Okay.
Today because I was just thinking we've had some beautiful ones on Instagram lately and stuff like that, and I just wanted people to know about him who may not.
But also he was featured. Well, he wasn't featured, but he was on a podcast.
Yeah.
So a lady got in touch with us. Travelling knitting suitcase, is she called? I think so. Something like that. And her friend had been doing a Cecil knit along together, and her friend has the Perfect Pairings podcast, knitting podcast.
We can link to the.
We'll add a
link to the episode.
And they both knit their Cecils and they were wearing them in the episode together.
They live in Australia, don't they?
They do live in Australia. So that was really nice to see.
So mine's knitted out of Drops Flora main colour and then Drops Mohair, apart from the blue, which is Wool Kitchen. She's electric. My pop of colour.
And the original one I knit was in some undyed Cormo silk, I think, from the Witchcrafty Lady, and just random mohairs. Pardon me. I've knit a darker one. Well, the background was lighter. It was camel, baby camel yarn, with burgundies and black and a bit of sparkle for the winter. And then I knit a summer version in linen with alpaca one lace weight rather than mohair. And now I've got alpaca 2 black for the background and 3 Isaiah mohair. I haven't started it yet. So that will be when I've got a few of those Chris's done. Because I really want a dark one for the winter.
And I'm going to be knitting a cowl version.
Yeah, so we worked out a cowl version of Simon. So we think we can do a cowl version of Cecil.
Quite relatively easy.
So Rachel's got yarn to knit that one.
Yeah. And I was going to be wearing him, but I'm
too hot.
It's too hot. So
kind of weird. It's weird in the UK at the minute. Last episode we were out in the garden in the sun. Today
the next day it went back to.
So today it's very grey, just like a white sky really. We've got lights on.
It's because Wimbledon started.
Yeah. It's been a bit. I've had loads of migraines because the air pressure's been up and down, up and down. That's a really big trigger for me.
I've just been watching.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I've had a miserable couple of weeks, to be honest.
Well, let's talk about what you're wearing then. Or do you want to talk about your test knits? What you talk about?
No, I can talk about the test knits when I do.
Oh, right, okay. Do you want to talk about
So we're just about what we're wearing.
Let's lift this energy away from migraines.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about migraines, they're miserable. So this is an old FO. It's the Material Girl
by Shiana Billow.
Yeah, it's a favourite raglan. Favourite fingering weight raglan for me. The numbers just work. I've used the numbers to base my fingering weight Felix on. I've made 3 or 4 of the different versions of this. The sweater that my FO, the numbers are based on this. And I've got a plan for more. I want to knit one like this. This is knit in woolly knit cotton in the black and the natural, and it's 1x1 stripes.
That's lovely. I especially like the rib.
Yeah, I want to knit another one in wool, with long sleeves. Yeah, I just love the way the raglan works, and I just love it.
It's making my eyes go a bit funny.
Yeah, and then if I turn round, to show you the back, this is how I got rid of jog.
Yeah,
and we talk about it in the episode where we're in the Isle of Man with Dad.
Right. So last summer.
And it's got my notes. I wrote up how I did it and put them in there, and that's in those show notes. So yeah, I absolutely love it. It's kind of taken from this Pearl Soho pattern.
Yeah.
Which is 1x1 stripes. And I wasn't going to pay for a 1x1 stripe pattern when I already had a pattern that I knew the numbers worked for. I didn't do any short rows because it would have required breaking the yarn a lot, I think. I think there's possibly a way of doing it. I think Hohi's done it on something. But it doesn't bother me. Like the fact there's no short rows, it's not like I've...
Yeah.
So that's my 1x1 stripey Material Girl, and I really love it.
Yeah. And you'll put the information.
And I'll put the information in the...
And maybe a link to that episode.
Yeah, we could try that. We've never done that before, I don't think. We could. You haven't got anything of what you're wearing because you decided they were too hot, and that was hot to wear.
That was Cecil.
So what's next?
Next is
faux. I've got one faux.
I've got 2 faux, but I'm going to save one of them for Crochet Corner. So let's start with mine.
Go on then.
It's a biggie.
And a beaut.
He is absolutely stunning. I haven't turned the ends in, I haven't blocked him. He possibly won't get blocked because he is Mahoosive. This is my Morris.
So Rach made the very bold statement yesterday that it's the nicest thing you've ever made.
It is. I think it is. I love it. I'm going to wear it loads. And
the yarn's beautiful.
Yeah. If you can see this marker. So this marker here, I was about that far. I'd knitted about that much since past the marker last episode.
And so she's knit all of that.
I just decided that he was going to be an FO. And so that section, that's
The start of section 6.
Yeah, that's after the middle, yeah.
Yeah, I'm section 5 then.
Yeah, section 6 and section 7.
What's that marker there then?
This marker section 6.
Oh right.
And that little marker there is an acquisition. It's like an opalite.
Oh, cute.
One-off little progress keeper, not a marker. It's lovely. And that's from Knit and Living. I've got other things one other thing to show from that in acquisitions, but
yeah. So Rachel knit this in.
I started on April the 1st.
Yeah. Was it Yak?
It's Yak. Yeah, it's the Yak Merino nylon base from Bird Street Yarn. And
in the colour Brando
from their Vogue collection. And I love it. I love the screen. I love the drape of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just craziness.
I brought my Morris just to see if it's bigger. So
yours is pretty big.
Yeah. So mine was knit in Kremke, lazy linen.
Right, I've got that.
And Rachel's always Rachel's gauge is often bigger than mine.
Yeah, I don't gauge what's for Joe's.
So yours is bigger.
I know, because this end is yours.
Oh.
You pulled. Let me hold on to that.
Right. Mine's well worn.
It is.
Though, and it is a garter, so it does kind of grow a bit. Exactly. I think they might be exactly the same.
Oh, they're poking.
Yours is deeper.
Just ever so slightly, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Might be our thumbnail. Wasn't long enough to be a thumbnail.
No. So,
but we could hold Morris up.
yeah, yours is definitely. It's probably the nature of the yarn.
Yeah, mine's just amazing.
Yeah, no, I love yours. I wear mine all the time.
Hold on to that end and smile. Yeah, so I love him. I might be wearing him next time.
Yeah,
unless we get
some heat.
So that's my main FO, but he was only finished last night. So
hot.
My casting off. Oh no.
Right, and my FO is my Ruthie.
Oh, he's lovely.
So I think you should put on with your, you look cute with what you're wearing.
On them.
So Ruthie is a new pattern. It's in testing at the moment. It's a little small shawl, but it's turned out to be one of the longest patterns. It's got 15 pages in the pattern
because there's no repeats.
And it's the Ruth shawl put onto a crescent.
And Joe knitted it in the most beautiful yarn.
Yeah, it's Yak Singles and mohair from Botanical yarn in the Mondarda colourway.
It's gorgeous.
Pardon me. So it's been testing at the moment. 1st of August, I think it's going to be coming out.
And you've got another one coming out sooner.
I know. So yeah, so Ruth is in testing, and I finished that. I was hoping I'd finish it for the last podcast, but I had it's just too much to do.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The singles make it kind of blurred in a way.
The singles are beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that yarn. I'm glad to buy some more. At some point, I'm going to knit a bit more of my stash first.
Wait till you see what she bought yesterday.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so Ruthie will be coming out, and I think Ruth Loves to Knit has postponed her KAL till the 1st of August.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to knit Ruthie and Ruth, or Ruth and or Ruth for the it's long. What was I going to say?
Just quickly, we forgot to say, at the end of June, we finished our fundraiser, and because Ruth was released during the fundraiser and the money goes to Lamb, we also waited till the end of June to give them a chunk of money we made from Ruth to Lamb, and we donated over £2,600 to, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, to Myeloma UK. Did we already say that? Talk about that?
I don't
No.
I think we talked about we were on the way to making.
Yeah, and Ruth, we've donated 1,250, I think, to Lamb so far. We've got more coming in because people are still buying the pattern, and hopefully Ruth's knit along will.
And the Ruthie is so different that you could buy both of them, and you'd get a different
look. And if you've only got one skein, pick Ruthie. Or
and then the other test knit that I've got happening at the moment is for the Morris cowl. So that's this pattern, but on an asymmetric cowl.
It's similar to Fizzy Pop style.
And that's coming out next Friday.
Yeah, you should have brought that.
I know. Oh well.
Shall I show my Ruthie now?
You can, yeah.
So
Rachel's part of the test knit.
We're moving on to whips, aren't we? Now.
I've got a hoe.
Does that go before?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a hoe.
Well, I've got all. I haven't had a hoe for a while. All of my socks are hose, so we could have a hoe session.
We could.
So
a hoe down.
I showed this yarn last time. And it's the platinum colourway of Yarnsmith. Hold on to that.
It's like blue grey, isn't it?
Yeah. And then my mohair is Winterfell from Aimée. And her mohair is very fine, as I have discovered. Oh, my little starter. Pardon me.
Morris has been getting a lot of love.
Yeah, so Ruthie's going to get some love now.
It looks, to me, it reminds me of French damask.
Yeah. So I've done a full flower.
Yeah.
And I love the border. So so that's how far I've got. But I will definitely be working on that more this week.
I think you end up, the most stitches you've got is 71.
Yeah, so the rows are very quick, and I could do 30 rows in a go, but I have only been doing that half an hour. It's only been part of my half an hour of knitting. I haven't really focused on it. But I'm loving. I haven't knitted it. This is going to be part of my Cecil cowl, but obviously there's tons of it. Yeah. So it's going to go a long way.
That bag, it goes perfectly with that bag.
Yes, it does. Which is from Bed of Roses, and Jo bought it me for my birthday.
Lovely.
Got linen bag. Yeah, so that is my Ruthie.
Cool.
So I need to get the updated pattern version, because I'm behind.
Well, you do, because the first one didn't have half of the pattern in it.
Yeah, but I'm nowhere near halfway, am I?
No. Are we doing hose next then?
Yeah. Yeah, we're on to FOs, aren't we?
We've finished FOs. We're
on to
whips and
hose. So you're not going to believe it. Hold on to your seats, everybody. Jo,
you sarky woman.
No, I'm not. I think you've been, because what did you do?
I did 30 minutes a day on him.
Sometimes I'm just right.
Do we have a sock blocker?
In the other room, we do. Oh, sorry.
We won't worry about the sock blocker then. So I've knit one of my Colin socks. Here he is in all his glory. The yarn is beautiful, and it was a gift from our friend Maggie. We did an advent swap last year, and she gave me this beautiful yarn. I don't have the yarn band, but it's Anzula MCN
Oh, it's beautiful.
in the colourway Maple, but I think it reminds me of honey. It's going to be the honey colourway for me, and I've cast on the next one.
Hooray!
But I've not
joined it in the round.
not joined him up yet. Yeah.
You made me laugh.
So, but I absolutely love him, and
you will enjoy wearing
there's
them.
my little heel with my garter.
That's why I wanted to talk about gussets with you. This time we can critique my gusset because I have upped my gusset game.
Oh, right, okay. So I put 3 garter stitches along the edge of my heel flap, which means when you pick them up, you don't have to knit through the back loop and get your twisted stitches because they just...
Anyway, I'll just let you...
They just work.
I'll let you just soak up the Colin glory.
Colin glory. So I think I said on the last podcast that I haven't really enjoyed knitting him. I definitely enjoyed it more on the foot than I did on the leg. I think it's that bit where you've got to try and work out where you are on the second repeat of the pattern round the circumference. But he's lovely now he's done. And obviously I will be doing the other one, but I'm definitely putting this rib on another sock. Cool, love it.
So I always have a problem. So I always knit heel flap and gusset. Let me put my glasses on for 2 minutes. I can't quite see what I'm looking at.
We like the fit of a heel flap and gusset.
Yeah,
and I like the look of it. I mean,
so,
look at that.
Yeah, lovely. So these are my
yarn in that pattern is just so beautiful.
These are my this is Moonlight Fibre in the Winged Sea colourway, and so when you knit the heel flap,
in the last episode, I think I've got that down in the show notes as Wind Sea.
I changed it
because I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, Winged Sea.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I have the problem.
I was rewound that bit of the podcast so many times trying to hear what you were saying.
Well, I watched it and I understood. I heard.
Well, you hear what when you hear yourself talking, you hear, don't you? But you not necessarily.
So I knit just a straight. I don't put garter tabs on either side, but one side the slip stitches are looser than the other. So when you come to pick them up, it looks different. This is probably not the best sock to show it on because it's variegated. But can you see the stitches are looser?
Was that the one I
than
commented
that side
on last time?
Maybe. And so I googled what I put in. Something like
loose slip stitches.
Yeah, or tight how to tighten up the side of your heel flap or something like that. And there was an article from 2010. No, I can't remember. I think I might have even taken a screenshot or on my phone. So
all right, well we'll put the
and basically
we can add it to the show notes. Wow.
On a conventional heel flap, you slip on the right side, and the wrong side you slip one and purl across. When you get to the 2 stitches before the end on the purl side, you slip one with yarn in front and then knit the next stitch. Then you slip that stitch and knit, start the other side. And it gives you this little, it's not a conventional slip stitch, but it's a definite hole to go into to pick up your stitches. And you get this little ridge inside.
Is that you're going to feel it?
I don't think so.
But it
more than
tightens
that.
it up.
But it definitely tightens it up, and the stitches.
You're losing some stitches off.
Am I? Okay. So.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. And I finished one.
And that was from 2010.
Yeah. So I've got a hoe and a half. So I'm just nearly finished the gusset on the second one.
A hoe and a quarter. if that's a half, then that's got to be a quarter.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm working half an hour every day on all my socks. I'm hoping that I'll have some socks finished soon for July. And that's been living in my Doris bag that Joe bought me back from the Isle of Man.
Mine's in the Jill's bags that we bought, and then that was our acquisition from the last podcast.
Put it. Shall I carry on with socks?
Yeah.
So then I've got 2 other socks. So this isn't really a hoe because I haven't got a heel yet. So I don't know, remember from last time
What did it make it? Maybe it's got no heel.
I don't know. A heelless hoe. So I split a skein of sock share into 225 grams, and I knitted a tube. Then I put a toe on the end in this leftover Mondarda sock yarn. So it's actually, the toe is a bit thicker because it's a bit thicker yarn. But
That's probably quite good for...
Yeah, good for toes. And then I've put markers in when I got to 60 rows, which is what I normally do for my leg. And then I've got to measure back and put the heel in. But I think it looks like it's going to be a good place for heel. So yeah, and then I started the second one, and I've just got past where the heel's going to go. Where the leg is finished. That's my second one, and that's my little bunny from Unwrapped Yarn. Really cute. Show you him again. Her again.
It's a her.
I think it's a her, yeah.
Got flowers on it.
Yeah. Heart. Looks like hearts, doesn't it? It is flowers. It is a flower. And look at the marker. That's from F&B Fibres and Bibelots. Yeah, I'm getting dry in the mouth.
I was going to say, you have got some left.
So yeah, so
and that's fitting in that little bag.
Yeah. Love it. I'm gonna have to keep doing this because I love having that. Like to take if you're waiting around.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's cool.
And then this is actually the one that I took on Wednesday when I went to the hospital. And this is my dad's socks.
Are you going to have enough to do the one the other way around?
Yeah. So I finished one, got the kitchen and the toe.
So these are pumpkin
and spearmint
from the Yarnsmiths.
Yeah, they
Merino
are.
Sock.
Shade. The pumpkin is 2K125 and the spearmint is 2K223.
How do you remember that?
I wrote.
You don't remember it, in other words. You wrote it
I
down.
wrote orange by the orange one. So yeah, there's a sleeve. So I was sat knitting. We actually went in early. So I was sat knitting thinking we were going to be waiting. Happily knitting along and we got called in. But I did this much.
Put that in.
I just finished the cuff when I went on Wednesday. So I did all that in the car.
I like your stoppers.
Waiting, yeah, and those are from the Lonely Knitter, who is now Fibre or something. Folk.
Oh.
FOLK. Yeah, so those are the. I have to put them on because this yarn's really plump, and his 72 stock stitches I do for him on 2.75, and then I've got a little bunny marker from the Green and Glass that you bought me. The Green and the Glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I will get on with those, and then I possibly will do the other way round straight away. And there's a special way to get it all to fit.
Oh right. It would help if your kitchen edge your toe, and then
I
you wouldn't have
know.
to have your double points out.
But I'm tempted for you to take stuff over,
Yeah.
because I put in a claim with Royal Mail for the ones that have gone missing, but because I can't
Prove the
prove the value, they won't give me anything. They should give me the postage back.
Yeah.
So I might write back and say, I want my £3.50 back, because they're still sat in Didcot. I hope somebody with size 10 feet found them. And,
Yeah.
oh, sorry everybody. And enjoyed the chocolate
Yeah.
that I also had. That is my socks that I'm knitting.
Is that all your whips?
No. I have one more whip.
Okay, I've got 2 whips.
Okay, do you want to go first? What are yours? What are they?
Very quickly, this is the shawl.
Oh, do shawl.
Okay, this is the the shawl that I showed
This is
last
lovely
time.
on.
Just added a bit onto it.
It's lovely.
So it's this
Very,
bouncy.
yeah.
It's Urban Pearl yarn in the colourway Dido Intense,
See it.
and it's a merino silk yarn with quite a high twist.
I'd also like to see it in somebody else's gauge,
Okay,
or you know what I mean, like,
yeah, that's on a 3.75
yeah,
needle,
it's very tight.
4mm needle even.
It's beautiful. Absolutely
The
stunning.
yarn is gorgeous. I'm going to knit a
Put your
version.
hand behind.
Yeah, when it's, I think, hopefully when it's blocked, it will be a bit more lacy.
It would be really cute on like a sleeve of a tee.
Yeah. But I'm also going to knit one in that quince. Okay. The knitting for olive.
Oh yeah, the yellow.
The yellowy green.
Lovely. But that's future.
Yeah, future. So once I've finished the next thing I'm going to show,
You're going to work on Christmas.
I'm going to work on Chris's.
In triplicate.
Yeah. Because that'll be the next pattern coming out for testing. I've also, in August, reducing my hours at work. I'm going to have an extra day off. So the moment I work my full-time hours in 9 days to get a day off a fortnight, which is when I come here and we podcast. But I'm also going to be having every Friday going forward. So
Exciting.
I'll be having more time to pattern write and hopefully do a bit more of social media and stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Because we're not very good at that at the moment.
No.
So I showed this for the first time last podcast, last episode, and I had put the Colin the Colin texture pattern onto Joe's.
Take those off. They're all askew.
Joe's Morris numbers, and I had a looser gauge one and a tighter gauge one, and we decided that we liked the tighter gauge better, but I also wanted to change it because I had knits next to the
So you ripped it all
I-cord,
out.
so I ripped it all out. Now I have pearls next to the I-cord, and I have finished section 2. So I really wanted to steam this. I'm sorry, people, that it did not get steamed before the podcast. But you can see the border is the Colin texture, and then the main body of the shawl is
The
garter rib. Do you call it?
It's like a broken rib,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Like you knit 2, purl 2 one on the right side, and then purl on the back. Or on the sock, you knit in a round, you knit.
You could do knits and then knit one, purl one on the way back, and you would have to stop. You wouldn't do something purling.
No, but you have to make stitches on the side that you're doing knits and purls, and you wouldn't necessarily want to do that on the back of the.
No.
knitting.
I was just thinking like
No,
there's
but
a
it's
lot
fine.
of purling for people.
Yeah, it is, but so is
Yeah.
stocking stitch can't
Mm.
it's shawl or something. So
Yeah. Yeah, and just purling back's not a biggie.
yeah. So
Oh, I like that little bit there.
I'm going to keep working on. I'm knitting it in Botanical yarn, but I think it's like a one of a kind that
For-
Sophie did for the make along last year, which I didn't do, or even maybe the year before.
But she'd probably
Yeah, the year
dye,
before,
she'd probably
2022.
dye something similar, wouldn't
Yeah.
she, for a kit if you
If you wanted it, and it's going to be 2 skeins, and I'm just going to keep going. The pattern is written because, well, I've just got to work out how long the middle's going to be, and if you're interested, let me know. Although, obviously, I don't know when it would be a test knit.
as soon as you get halfway you can
Yeah.
test it.
So I'm going to be knitting on that and Ruthie. So last time I'd had a massive castonitis, and
now
I want to finish
it, yeah.
everything before I cast anything else on. Although obviously I'll always have a sock on the needles, so if I finish 3 socks, I'll definitely start another sock. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
I've got one more whip,
and that's
then
going to be
you'll
called.
do
That's going to be
crochet corner.
Mr. Bridgerton.
Yeah.
We've decided.
So last episode, you got that in your make along bag.
Yeah.
So,
Is it on
your knitter baby from the West Knits make along that neither of us ended up doing. Yeah, so last time we'd been to Mason's, Rachel's LYS, and I'd found 2 skeins of this King Cole bamboo cotton
Yeah.
in the thick 4-ply, which they've discontinued and they're only doing the double knit going forward. But I love this yarn, it's one of my favourite summer yarns. And so I found 2 skeins in this coral, 2 skeins in a lavender, and I got 1 skein in a greyish kind of colour.
Yeah.
And I just had to cast on something with it straight away. I was hoping we were going to be getting summer, but I'm not sure. But I think this is going to look really nice underneath my black blazer. So I cast on, I can't remember what I initially thought I was going to do, but this wasn't what I was going to do initially. I was looking through my patterns and I was like, what patterns have I bought that I haven't knit yet? And this was one of them. And this is the Celeste Tea by Sari Norland.
But
I always have to do something a bit
deeply
different.
modified.
So
Not deeply modified.
no. So right, as you can see, it's a round yoke, very lacy, lots of bobbles. I love the way she does her bobbles.
And the increases are in
The increases are in the, so basically the lace bit gets progressively bigger. I did one modification with the lace pattern. She, on the last round, she has 4 yarn overs here and it creates 4 holes, but I thought looked a bit weird, so I did make ones rather than yarn overs. And you get a tiny little bit of a hole because of this yarn.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't know when I block it, whether that'll look different, but yeah, so I think that looks, I didn't really want the yarn overs there. But what I had to do, because so in her pattern she holds Knitting for Olive cotton merino double,
Right.
or there's another double knitting yarn. So I wanted to knit it in fingering weight. So I found the numbers from this that would match the numbers in the pattern.
When you separate for sleeves.
When you get to the point where you separate for sleeves. And so I ended up knitting size 6, but I didn't do the last row of increases. So
It's 5.5.
it's like, yeah. You end up with, I could have done the size 5, I think.
Although not when you tried it on. I would
It
say.
would only have missed out one of those.
Is it?
I think it would possibly stretch.
Is it symmetrical?
No, this is the 17 on this one, so it probably would have been 16.
Yeah.
Which might have been better. If I knit it, I do want to knit it again.
You like pardon?
I do. I want to knit it again in black. Is that mad?
It's a bit mad.
But I really, really want it for going out at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do something dark but not black, like dark burgundy or plum or something. Figgy. Yeah, so it's size 6 on a fingering weight, although I did knit it on 3.75 needles. But I absolutely, no swatching. I absolutely love it. And then she has a 3-inch sleeve. I did no sleeve. I just did one. I did one round for picking up the stitches under the armhole, and then I did 8 rows of rib and an Italian sewn bind off. I've done both of the cuffs, and now I am knitting until I can get it as long as possible. I think we worked out I needed 10 grams for the rib and the cast off. So
how much you got left?
I've got 22 grams there. So I think I can probably get another
2 inches?
12 rows, 14 rows, and then the rib.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. They've got stoppers on.
I know, but they were banging on.
Okay.
But I love this colour. Basically, what you've been doing since the last episode.
Yeah. I love it.
It's beautiful.
And that didn't go as quickly because I've had so many migraines since. You can't do this when you've got a migraine. I don't think it induced the migraine. And I'm keeping that in my redesigned project pouchy bag thing. So I got the slightly bigger one. Is it number 10 and yours is number 9?
Yeah.
Do they actually say inside? No.
No, it came with a label. I left my label in
Oh, I got the little... quite know what to put in it.
Tape measure. That's what it's for.
Is it? I don't have a tape measure of that. Oh, I guess I do. Anyway, took it off because it was annoying me. Inside I've got my thread and maple tape measure.
That wouldn't fit.
And my
on the go,
which is really handy. Scissors, needles, and a stitch markers in that little zippy bit there.
I could do one of these.
And I also have my sock set, my sock knitting supply. That's everything I need to knit socks in there. Yeah, so but I love this bag. And I'm almost done. So
I love mine too. I need
I'm almost done.
Just told me to stand up.
Right, I'm almost done with that. So you will be seeing a picture on Instagram.
I must move more normally when we're podcasting because I don't think that's ever happened before.
Has it not? Right, that's all my whips.
Right.
Are we on Crochet Corner?
We're on Crochet Corner. We're not showing... We're showing an FO, but we're not showing any whips today because I've made progress on my indigo shrug. I've got 5 rows left to do before I start the sleeves and the edging, but it won't look much different to people except it's a little bit bigger. But I have been working on that. And my blanket, I finished 1 strip, but I said I wouldn't show it until I've got 2 joined together.
So how many strips do you think it's going to be?
Well, I now have 11 colours, and I'm going to move them up 1 each, so it'll be diagonally. So I think 11 strips.
Is that going to be enough? How wide is a strip?
with it, and then it's got the extra bit as well, which I haven't done yet.
Right.
So they're probably
4 inches. Maybe 44 inches. Is that big enough?
what could be like a little.
I was thinking you could go one way and you could go back the other way.
Yeah, well, we'll see and see how much yarn I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like the idea of
Yeah.
that'd be huge though.
Yeah. Be long. Because it's sideways.
We could sit with it over both of us.
It's only 11 long though.
Oh right. Oh well.
But you can add with crochet.
Yeah.
You can add more. Although once you've added the side bit, you wouldn't.
Anyway, let's not worry about
Yeah.
it now.
So I'll probably hopefully show that next time. When we shall meet again. Hopefully we'll have 2 strips now. Although it is the thing that gets done last in the 30 minutes of knitting. Anyway, crochet. But I have finished, although the end's not sewn in, because that's how I roll, because I haven't blocked it yet. My second version of the
Gelato KAL, is that what you're calling it?
yes, we're calling it the Gelato KAL, and this is Rollover Pavlova by Bird Street Yarn. They're both in Bird Street Yarn. This is normal standard sock yarn, merino nylon, and the other one was
Alpaca silk.
cashmere silk.
Yeah.
So both beautiful. This one I had 3 grams left over. So what I did was cast on an extra 20 stitches.
Oh right.
And I ended up doing the same number of repeats.
Oh right.
But it's just that little bit bigger. So the pattern's written. So a couple of people have messaged me to say they would like to test it. If you could email me on twinsetandpurl@gmail.com. I just need to take some more pictures and add them to the pattern, and then it's ready to go. So because I need your email, if you message me on Instagram, I'm going to need your email to send you the pattern. So please email me on twinsetandpurl. And I was thinking that we would release the pattern around about the southern
September,
yarn
beginning
show.
of September.
Yeah, and then Bird Street would have it on their stand and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So that is lovely. And then we're just going to show you when I finish the indigo shrug, what I'm going to cast on next.
Right, okay.
And a couple of things to show. So Jo's got a picture of it on her phone. I am going to use my Pixie Minis. So that is set 1 and that is set 2. And I think they go like this into each other. So they fade.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
And
this is what she's going to do.
I'm going to crochet. It's called Crochet Your Fade. So I'm going to, it's a similar to, to What the Fade, is it? Or Knit Your Fade, or whatever she called it. One of the fades.
Find Your Fade.
Find Your Fade. Yeah, so this is a crochet version. And
how clever is that?
yeah. And when we were chatting about it on our WhatsApp group with Claire and Bex, the knitsters, because I said I was going to use these to do it. And Claire, when we were talking about it, it made her think of me and this. So yesterday we got back from our day out, and there was a bag from Bird Street Yarn, and I thought, I haven't brought anything from Bird Street Yarn. And inside was this most beautiful project bag.
Of granny squares.
Of granny square material, which is very, what kind of material would you say it was?
Jacquard?
It's curtain.
It's like woven.
And then this lovely linen top. And inside there's a little oceans pouch. from Bird Street for the Claire had.
To be able to ram a sock in.
No, I'll keep my crochet hooks in it.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And in my
Minis will go in there.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how many? You've got another 2 lots of minis to come.
Yeah. So I've got when she releases.
So that'll be nearly 4 skeins, well, over 4 skeins.
Yeah, nearly 5 skeins.
It's 6 skeins, isn't it?
So it's 24. 24 skeins altogether. It's not like an advent, but no.
Yes, almost 5.
Yeah.
Almost 5 skeins.
And
is that what you need for the
Claire
pattern?
sent me a little message.
Is that what you need for the pattern? 5
Oh,
skeins?
less. I'll
right.
probably have a pack left.
You
Not
can
that
just
I
make
won't
it
use.
bigger though.
Yeah.
I think it's the kind of pattern that you can
Yeah,
just
you
add
start
to.
at the tip.
Yeah.
And so I messaged Claire and I was like, oh, is that really beautiful, gorgeous project bag for me? Yeah, so thank you, Claire.
Oh, you're very spoiled.
I am spoiled.
I'm quite jealous.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
Learn to crochet, my dear.
I don't think if I learnt to crochet, Claire would make me a project bag. I don't think it works like that.
So that is,
and I can also say there's a very slim chance of that happening.
This
of
is
me learning to crochet. I mean.
So that's basically what we're talking about in Crochet Corner. This episode.
So before we get into our acquisitions, do you want to share the gift from?
Yes.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, so yesterday we got home and there were 3 parcels, only one of which I had actually bought. So much to my husband's, he could not tell me off. Although more yarn has entered the building. So this lovely, amazing box arrived from Botanical yarn.
Show the card.
Yeah. Tanya, lovely Tanya. So she had messaged me a while ago.
So she's on Etsy and Instagram as Boss Castle Yarn.
Yeah, and she had messaged me a while ago saying that she loved the podcast and she'd like to, if I wanted to have a look at her yarn, she'd love to send me something for prizes or whatever. So she said, "Dear Jo and Rachel, please feel free to give away, keep or squish. Thank you for all the lovely podcasts. Love your style. Cheers, Tanya."
And we love
your
Tanya.
style.
Yeah, we love Tanya's style.
So I had a look at the colours and this is what I asked her to send. So there's one called Muscle,
As in the
shellfish.
one
Called Rooster,
Oh, that's lovely.
and one called Gorse and Granite.
Does she do rooster on other bases?
Yeah, she'll do it on whatever base you want.
I might have to ask for some rooster.
And that's her symbol, her label. And so those are the,
So what's that? That seems droopier then.
yeah, I don't know if it's just the dye
Mm.
on it. So those 3 are going to be prizes at some point. Not sure when.
Look, we should have another sock.
Sock along
Sock
maybe,
along
yeah.
and
When the
give
other
them
ones,
out.
when the other one's finished.
When the Knit the Family, because the Knit the Family, we're hoping to give shawl quantities of yarn as
Yeah.
prizes rather than.
Yeah.
Although we do have some 1 skein shawls.
We do.
That would make a lovely page.
And then the ones that we've decided to keep. No, well, I had asked her to send an extra skein of muscle, and that I wanted to pay for, but she wouldn't let me. So thank you, Tanya.
We need to put a
It's
gifted.
beautiful. Yeah, add. Yeah. I don't know how you do it. Just do add promotion, do you?
Mm.
Yeah. And she'd also sent muscle on Surrey alpaca silk lace weight, which is beautiful.
Mm.
So I'm having those 2. And Jo is having this one, which is on Yak, her Yakety Yak sock, which is merino nylon and yak, and it's called Valency Valley, and it's got her sludgy green in it that she loves.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you, Tanya. Absolutely
Yes.
beautiful yarn. So go and check her out. We'll put all the information below. We'll link her Etsy
Mm.
and everything, so that you can check her out. And yeah, lovely,
Love it.
lovely thing to arrive home to. Yeah, so that is kind of leading us into expositions.
You don't have many exhibitions.
I don't
do you?
at all. In fact, I've got one thing to show. That's it. Okay, so you go ahead, Nadine.
Right, so I was surfing Instagram as you do, and I noticed that my lovely friend Sandy Tom on Instagram was having a D-stash, and I know that Sandy buys the most glorious yarn.
Yeah.
So
If you follow Sandy,
I was like, right, I'm going to go and have a look. And I messaged Rachel and I was like, do you want anything or whatever? And anyway, so I ended up buying. This is what I initially saw. Some Olan, and Olan are no longer dyeing.
no, that's drapey.
Yeah, this is just superwash merino.
Yeah.
Superwash merino nylon in the colourway Ghost Rider. And I got 5 skeins of that in Sandy's D-stash, one of which I've given to you. There was an already wound skein.
Yeah.
So I gave that one. Rachel's had that one, but I mean, look at this. Who could resist that?
It's that bit I was looking at. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
So I'm going to, the sweater that I have in my head is going to be knit in this.
What is that sweater? Do you want to say?
It's going to be it's a raglan,
Right.
and I've designed a shawl for Sophie Botanical Yarns flock, and there's an element of that which I want to put on a raglan sweater. It's possibly going to be in that yarn. So there's that, and then I saw these two, and they were a bargain, and I couldn't resist. So these two are Merino Singles from Aimée, and they're 2 colours from a fade, colour 3 and colour 4 from a fade. One is Glacier, and the other is Lavender.
Beautiful.
And I don't think they're going to be together.
No. They've been ugly in just a one skein.
Yeah.
Sure. Because can you imagine, like, not necessarily the but the having a little bit of like neon-y green mohair.
I've got yellow neon mohair. But yeah, so they become something. But I couldn't resist, and they were a bargain. When you think about how much Aimée yarn is.
Yeah, so go and check out Sandy's D-stash.
Yeah, I don't think she's got any more Aimée, but she did. There was some yarns left in the D-stash last time I looked. That was £24 for 2. So it had to be. It was a, and look at that.
I obviously didn't look closely enough at this D-stash because I probably would have wanted that.
And then the final thing that I put in at the last minute, was some Ulan mohair. Ulan, I say Ulan. And there were 4 skeins of this. One of which I've given to Rachel that was really already caked up, and I've got 3. I really don't know what I'm going to do with 3 skeins of mohair, but I see this maybe being another Chris or something like Chris in the future. Beautiful, but I love it. And you don't actually see variegated mohair that often.
No.
Especially with colours that intense. So I'm
beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. So that was
that's not Ghost Rider.
I don't think it's Ghost Rider.
No,
she didn't.
There's no
There's no labels.
There's no red and
there's no labels on it. But you'll probably be seeing that in a pattern fairly soon.
a pattern near us.
I've got some beautiful undyed fingering weight that it probably going to be a shawl with.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we went to
Oxford.
after we'd been and had our meeting with the young boy. He's an accountant, okay? We had a meeting with an accountant. And yeah, so we met him and then we went and had lunch, didn't we, to kind of get over a shock of what's happening with the accountant. And we went to Oxford Yarn store, and they've next to Oxford Yarn, it's a nice location shop. Now we're not sure what's happening with Oxford's congestion charge, so you might want to get in before
or come on public transport.
Yeah, so have a Google before you come. But Oxford Yarn store is a beautiful yarn shop. The lovely Lizzie that's took over. She's been there 2 or 3 years now, hasn't she?
Took over from Cam during
And they have the Barefoot Cafe nearby, and Vinnie's. Is it Vinnie's Cafe? We often go for a cake in Barefoot and a sandwich in
cake, did we after we?
No, and I had a baklava.
Oh yeah.
And a sandwich in Vinnie's, but they do jacket potatoes and all sorts, and it's a really lovely little.
Yeah. But they bake their bread for the baguettes throughout the day, and it's very nice.
Yeah. So we went there for lunch, and then we popped into the Oxford Yarn store to say hi to Lizzie. And I
bought nothing.
Rachel was very virtuous, but I saw this and it was like,
polish my halo.
This is coming home with me, and I didn't know how much it was, and then when I got a bit of shock when I got to the till.
And you had to pay.
But it is beautiful, and I'm very glad I've got it, and it will be something very beautiful in the future. So it's Ching fibre. What does that say? Layla Ching.
Yeah.
And it's their Yak Singles. It's merino yak and silk, and it's the colour Shell Beach.
It's stunning,
and it is absolutely gorgeous. I got 2 of those. It was very expensive. So all my virtuous purchases from Sandy.
Lizzie did say that it nearly didn't make it out into the shop, so you're quite fortunate to have some.
So I got 2 of those, and that is going to be a new shawl design in the autumn, I think. It's percolating.
Quite autumnal colours.
Yeah, it's percolating. Sorry for the crinkles. But yeah, I just love that. Gorgeous.
Gorgeousness.
Yeah, so I got 2 of those, and then I got some of these to try. Petite Knits cables, barber cords. I don't like barber cords. Every barber cord I've had so far I don't like. These are a lot thinner, and I'm hoping they were quite reasonably priced. There's no tin or anything, they just normally come in a tin, don't they? But I've got a tin that I could use, but they're thinner, and I'm hoping, because I knit quite high gauge, is that what we call it? Small gauge stuff. Yeah. I'm hoping these will work better for me. Yeah. You get 5 for £2.99. That's pretty good. 3 are 1 metre and 2 are 1.5 metre. So I think I'm going to cut one of the 1 metres in half. Yes, for sleeves.
Right.
Because I don't really want 2 metres of cable when I've got sleeves on hold. I don't think.
How do you hold them to make sure nothing comes off?
You just tie a knot in them.
Oh, right, okay.
Or you can get those.
I've got
some. Actually, I've got loads of those. I bought a load. I had a little moment. I had a little moment on Amazon where I found a pattern to knit a project bag.
Right.
And you need the toggles to draw it in. And I bought a load of different types from Amazon.
That's good then.
Yeah, so I might be able to use that for that, because I've literally got like 100. Because you can't buy things in small quantities. But at some point I'm also going to knit a project bag. So
watch this space.
So we'll see. So yeah, so I got those, and then I got this Lizzie's mum bugs me because people don't do this properly. Lizzie's mum does glass art, glass blowing, and I got this Project Progress Keeper.
Beautiful.
So I just loved it. I got some bright yellow Mondine. But anyway, yes, I got that as well. So that was my other purchases from that yarn.
The only thing that I've bought since the last episode, and I actually bought them before they've come since then.
Yeah.
Was my little marker Progress Keeper that I had on my Morris, and these stitch stoppers for very small, so up to 2mm or 2mm. So they're 4 sock needles.
Oh right, I think you can put them on any needle.
Yeah, but that's what it said on the thing. And yeah, so I got those.
I like the hearts.
Hearts.
They look like hearts to me.
Look like camouflage to me.
Oh right.
Pink. Like
some of them look like a heart.
yeah. So I haven't actually used them though. I need to take them off and use them. Or I should have taken them upstairs because all my sock projects are upstairs, but now they're down here.
Do you get? I'm going to see them all. Okay. How many do you get? 5 sets.
5 sets, yeah. So 2 are white, 2 are pink, 1 are pink, 1
a flower.
That's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. And I see that. I saw a heart. You see.
Yeah.
But it's like camouflage splodge. Splodge. That's a nice
Pink
word,
and
isn't
white,
it?
yeah.
Pink and white. It's not bad.
In a little pot. From Knit and Living.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is it.
Yes.
But we have some exciting stuff going on in the next couple of weekends, because we're going. So Jo's been here this weekend, obviously, and next weekend she's coming, and we're driving up to York for Sophie's open studio. Okay. So if you're around near to York, or what?
She's had some beautiful colourways and updates recently.
Yeah, the Bridgerton collection. I've got a Colin sock set waiting for me.
She's also done all the festivals that she's going to in America. She's launched bags and minis and colourways and things for.
So we're going up there for that and staying over and having.
And we might even be doing a joint podcast
with her. We don't know yet. We haven't talked about it again since the initial idea. And then the weekend after, you're staying all week, aren't you?
I am.
So I won't want her to go home after.
We've got a summer. So at work, we've got hybrid working, and we have to be in the office 2 days a week for collaboration and the like.
But for the summer,
we have 6 weeks when we don't have to go into the office. So I am still going to be going into the office because I said to my boss if I didn't go in for 6 weeks, I wouldn't want to go in. So I'm having 1 week when I'm working from here.
Yeah.
That will be really cool.
I will try not to annoy you.
Well, I've got a new project, so I'm probably going to be quite busy.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Yeah, my new project starts on Monday, and so we've got 2 more weekends together. So this weekend next weekend is the open studio. The week after that, we're going to meet up with some friends in Kent
that people went to Wonderwall with,
and we will probably be podcasting at some point. Will we?
Yeah.
We could do it any evening, actually, couldn't we? Before that week,
we were wondering if people wanted to have a Zoom. Let us know in the comments if you got this far. Yeah, thanks for hanging around. But we'll put it up. We might put it on Instagram as well. But let us know if because it was lovely the last Zoom.
Yeah, it was.
And we can sort of arrange that.
So then that will be the end of July, and we'll be picking the prize winner for the knit along in
the next episode or the week. Should we do it the next episode? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So if you're knitting in the KAL, make sure that you put your projects into the into the chat thread so that we can pick a winner.
And we didn't mention that you can also join in Ruth Loves to Knit.
Oh yeah.
T&P year 24. Is that what it's called?
T&P year 24.
Year 24. She's doing a knit along of any of our patterns.
So anything you knit. Yeah, and you also put it into the Twinset and Purl pattern you're knitting.
Because there'll be another...
You might get to win a pattern prize.
So lastly, before we go, if you like us, like and subscribe. Liking really helps, I think. Get the movie out. I've got a real hair sticking up and it's really bugging.
Yeah. We have got a few more subscribers, which is lovely. Yeah,
but like and subscribe. Do your notifications. Every couple of weeks we podcast. And we'll be having a few but prizes drawn. So join in.
There's still plenty of time to knit.
Oh yes, a
shawl.
Join in on our. Have a look on Instagram. At the hashtags, and you'll see what people are knitting. Have a look at the patterns on.
I think I'm going to cast on a Simon.
Are you?
Yeah.
You weren't going to. You were going to get a few more things off your needles. And on that cliffhanger, we'll say goodbye.
I'm just sat here thinking, I've got to knit on Ruthie. I'll be knitting a Simon.
Whatever.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, people.
It's a good job Joe doesn't rely on me to test knit.
Not at all. Right.
Cheek to cheek.
Yeah. Love you. Right. Thanks for joining us, people.
Yes.
We love hearing your comments.
Oh yeah, there's such lovely comments last time.
Yeah. And we're wittering now. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Happy knitting.
Yeah.
And
enjoy knitting your family members.
Yeah.
Until next time.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.